beloved hearts of love's eternal presence. It is I, Victory, that come to be with you this day. Many of you have come to know me as one of the great avatars from the great central sun. Presently, I am on loan to the planet Venus, where I have embodied, and this makes me also a part of the family of Kumaras. And while I am in my work in Venus, it is the great Master Saint Germain and the Christ who has invited me to assist your earth in its unfoldment of its new, last, and permanent seventh golden age. And therefore I am here. And I, Victory, wish first to offer you the love of my beloved aunt, my auntie, the goddess of Venus, who is the one who rules and loves us all on our home planet Venus, and her love is second only to the love of the infinite I Am God presence of our universe that we all share as our Creator. As I, Victory, come to you this day, I have a major announcement to make. I have been working with the Master Great Germain since the 49-day outpouring of light that began the November Thanksgiving in America last year, 20 and 21. And together we have been working up to and including the closing of the current 49-day outpouring of light. And the Master Great Germain and myself, Victory, we have been charging every I Am decree, every I Am statement with my cosmic ascended Master, Victory. Therefore, you may come to know the simple joy and the wonderful fun of working with the activities of my love and Victory, which you at any moment can enter into, in using any of the mighty I Am statements of life. For all of them contain the victory of my love now, the victory of my consciousness. From I Am statements given by Jesus, the Christ, some 2,000 years ago, to I Am statements given through the mighty Great Germain, and I Am statements and decrees given through Mother Akasha's Radiant Rose Academy. All of them now contain the victory of my love, and at any moment you choose, you could place your hand over your heart and affirm any of the mighty I Am decrees. As an example, I am the all-Christ harmonizing presence of mighty Victory's victory in my feeling, my mental and physical side of life. Or, I am the harmonizing presence of my mind, my feelings, and my physical garment. Any use of Ascended Master terminology, Ascended Master statements and decrees that begins with the mighty words I am now contains the victory of my consciousness, the victory of my love. And if you will use our decrees, use the words I am, rise into your authority, this will begin to bring you much greater peace, greater harmony, when there is that which tries to take you out of that very important place of harmony that you know you must live your life from if you are to continue to awaken and discover and develop all your spiritual powers. And again, I am the peace, the purity, and the harmonizing presence. You can use any of these great I am statements. They are a declaration of your existence, your purpose, your intentions, and all you desire to become in your spiritual development. And the purpose of these is to give you some immediate release, and they all contain my victory now. You can often use affirming inwardly or outwardly as another example. I am the peace and the purity of the goddess of purity that is harmonizing me right now. I am the great victory, the harmony of victory's heart flame, harmonizing my mind, body, and feelings now. These mighty I am statements that have now been charged with my Ascended Master consciousness, victory, and substance, and are given so that the students of life can begin to harmonize themselves more quickly and begin to work more potently and powerfully with the laws of intention and the laws of manifestation. So I hope that you will hear this news with glad tidings in your heart, and know that every I am statement that begins with the words I am is now charged with my victory. Now, beloved hearts, I would like to talk with you about a new civilization that soon must arise in these beginning years of your new incoming seventh golden age. Whether you recognize it or not, the collapse of the present civilization on your earth has begun in small ways now. I wish to provide you with an awareness that in the building of a new civilization that is to come on your earth in this new seventh golden age, that Venus has something to do with this. It is our planet Venus that the great divine plan has chosen to provide the sacred force, the sacred energy that is to be the foundation, the building blocks of a new civilization on earth. Now, what is going to be so different about this incoming civilizations? After all, you have had golden ages in the past. So what's the big difference? Well, first realize that humankind have tried and failed and tried and failed in former golden ages, mostly because of its defiance to the sacred fire. And because of this, its efforts have failed. For there have never been within the roots of civilizations past that which guaranteed that those civilizations would spiritually grow and expand as light naturally loves to. This will be the first time that the great force of our Venus love, which we refer to as cosmic love supreme, this will be the first time that our force is going to be part of the building blocks, the foundation of the new civilization that must unfold, that will unfold on your planet as part of the incoming seventh golden age. Now again, I remind you, you are yet in your own spiritual awakening and development stages. And as you approach the light, and you approach the love, and rightfully so, in very unique ways that you have been taught, yet for us on Venus, it is the great Kumara force, our cosmic love supreme. It is this great force that we have been concentrating, and we are in the final stages, blessed hearts, of sending this mighty force, this cosmic love supreme, in sending it to your Earth home planet. Now, I would like to say that there are those archetype energies that have long supported your current civilization. And many of those archetype energies have been made up of selfishness and human greed. Old energies that support your current civilization that you have known, they are beginning to now collapse. And as civilization as you currently know it enters into a greater phase of collapse, then those of us from Venus, we will begin to project the great Kumara force of our cosmic love supreme onto the earth, into the powers of nature, all kingdoms of life, and into everything that the people of earth use in their daily lives. And when we project this force, that is our cosmic light and our cosmic love acting together. And when we project it, we will send it into everything, into every human mind, every human feeling, every human source of creativity, every human invention. And when our Kumara force starts to show up in your world, in the world of technologies, the world of invention, in every commodity, and all substance, and everything that is used in your world, and everything that is invented on the earth moving forward will contain some of our cosmic love supreme that has within it the love, the intelligence, the will, and the power. When this begins to show up on your earth, our Kumara force, and it is absorbed into everything that is on the earth, the great wisdom of our love will reveal to the people naturally what is harmful and what is constructive. Revelations of this will be almost instant. And this, as this occurs, and our Kumara force enters the minds of the people will come to understand. And the people will rise to support the resurrection of a new civilization upon the earth. I say again, revelations of this Kumara force from Venus as it enters your world. In some cases, it will be instant in how people are noticing it and experiencing it. Let me give you a little example. If there are chemicals that are sitting in people's garages that ought never to have been created because of some of the poisonous substance in them, our Kumara force will remove all dangerous substance from them. Now, beloved hearts, take a deep breath. Now you might be asking, it's completely reasonable, how it is possible for your great Kumara love to possibly enter into your Earth's atmosphere and into the elements, into all inventions and all substance. Well, dear hearts, we are always thinking ahead. We are always planning decades ahead. And recently, your Earth's ascended masters, who live in the fifth dimension of your planet, met with us on Venus to finalize preparations that have been quietly unfolding. We have had very important meetings, knowing that certain things had to be rushed along, considering what's going on planet Earth, including the resurrection of all life on Earth. This resurrection out of duality, out of evil, selfishness, this resurrection must not be delayed again, and it will not be. We recognized in finding solutions to the various problematic situations of your planet Earth, and the harm being done to the powers of nature, we recognized we had to delegate someone who has been to your world, someone who is ascended and free, someone who would speak on behalf of your planet, the planet itself, the powers of nature and the forces of the elements. The elemental beings, they have no authority to speak on behalf of your planet. They were given to you, the elements. They were loaned to your race. And your planet doesn't have a great being like my auntie, the goddess of Venus, to directly guard over her. So, as some of you have heard, this business has now been taken care of. And the Blessed Ascended Master, Mother Mary, Mother of Christ, as many of you know, has been temporarily raised to represent and guard your planet during these times and the upcoming changes that this incoming seventh golden age will bring forth. Now, Mary has been busy for several years. She has been working with the archangels. She's been working with the angelic host. She has been working with the mighty creator beings, the Elohim. She has been working with beings who oversee the elemental kingdoms. And she has everything in a state of readiness. So when our Kumara force, our cosmic love supreme, reaches your planet Earth, immediately it will go to work to build a new civilization and heal and balance the powers of nature. Now, it is almost endless, the considerations of all that must be accomplished in the collapsing of a civilization that is not working anymore, and the building of a new civilization. It is almost endless what must be considered. And let me just say as an example, there will come the resurrection of new technologies, new sciences, new philosophies, corrected ideas of democracies and capitalism, new wonderful fair banking solutions, new treaties amongst nations, and new timely laws that pertain to justice. And many nations of the world, being overlighted, will pass legislation and new laws that provide a new just society and justice for all people. And all of these things are to happen in a timely manner where one replaces the other. Something in the old civilization is replaced with something new, and something that is not perishable by human beings. Mary will open the way. Everything is in a state of readiness. Mary will open the way. She is working with the Mahachohan for that delicate moment that is to come. Yet Mary will be the authority that opens the way for the Kumara force of our Venus love to enter the Earth's atmosphere, and the angelic host, and your Earth's own ascended masters will all be in place. They will all be ready to assist. The elemental beings, they will be ready. And enough of you, precious hearts, hear me well, enough of you who are awakened and are spiritually developing will be ready. And all will participate in the great calibration of our cosmic love force as a stepping down vibrational frequency that does not lessen the power of our Kumara force to be a part of the foundation and building blocks of a new civilization that is to come. And let's say stepped down sufficiently not to shock the whole people on earth. Well, maybe a little shock will be fine, don't you think? So what's coming to your earth is our heart's love that is the great Kumara force, our cosmic love supreme, and this will be the building block and foundation so that as there is further collapse of the present civilization, we have everything in place for the resurrection of a new and amazing golden civilization that is to unfold. How fast is this going to happen? We don't know, because of your human nature of human beings. Could it be done in 20 years? Well, we know for certainty that the present civilization will not survive. Perhaps 50 years, and that's a max. And it's not like one's going to come crashing down and the other's going to rise in its place. You're already seeing some examples of the collapse of civilization, the deterioration of society. And this is happening. Well, this is going to take its own momentum, and then it's going to build. So what I'm trying to tell you is everything is in place. And you ought to love your Mother Mary, Mother of Jesus Christ, because she is the one. She is the one with the Mahachohan of our system of worlds guiding her. She is the one that will give us all notice to begin to release the Kumara force to the world, so that as greater parts of your current civilization collapse, the Kumara force is in your world, on your planet, to help you build a wonderful new civilization. Now, I would have not taken these moments to provide this information to you, this awareness, without encouraging you to be a part of it. And what I desire is that your hand will be upon this. What I desire is that you have a hand in building this new civilization that is to rise on earth. And what I desire is that you more strongly hold to your presence, hold to your divinity. And I ask you to be very firm and very clear, and talk to your beloved presence in the following way. My beloved, I am God presence. Take hold of my hand so that you can more directly influence, affect, and direct my full resurrection and all my affairs and activities on earth. Mighty I am presence, beloved victory, take hold of my hand so that I can be part of this great incoming heart love from Venus, so that I can have the understanding of how to work with this tremendous Kumara force that will be coming in from Venus, not only in the affairs of my own life, the affairs of humankind, and all life, all kingdoms upon the planet. So what I'm asking you to do, in light of what I have shared with you this day, precious hearts, I am asking you to let me take hold of your hand, to let the heart flame of my Venus love take hold of your hand, to allow the heart flame of the goddess of Venus and her great love take hold of your hand. Let's keep your hand busy. Now, I've chosen this phrase because you have an awareness that sometimes you just need someone to take your hand and show you the way, or show you and guide you to something better. Well, you are the great I am race of the great central sun, and Earth is your home. I am not an authority upon your planet unless you call to me. I've got no authority here. I've got authority in Venus. I've got authority in the great central sun. But I've got no authority to ask you to do this without you first asking for your own I am God presence to take hold of your hand. So you've got to do that first, because that's just the cosmic law. And that's part of loving the source of your life on earth, which your great I am God presence is, until you have the great opportunity, as I have had, and all of your own earth's ascended beings have had, regarding the greatest of life's treasures, and that is the completion of the ascension, where you can then come face to face with the infinite I am presence of our universe in the heart of creation itself. Until that moment comes, that you face your infinite Creator. Be willing, precious hearts, to face your own I am God presence. And if you will just call upon your presence to take hold of your hand, and I am sure that you can think of all sorts of other things to add, and then turn your attention to Venus, to our heart flames, to our cosmic love supreme. Our heart love offers all. And call upon myself. Call upon my cousin, because your kind gave him authority years ago to be in charge of creating a divine plan that would bring forth another incoming golden age upon your earth. So call upon my cousin. You ought to know his name by now. He is the mighty Sanat Kumara. And call upon his mother, the goddess of Venus. Call upon myself. Call upon the lords of the flames from Venus. They too have been directed to the earth for some time now to assist. And just call upon our Venus love, our heart flame love, to take hold of your hand, so that you can walk in the garden of my heart's victory, and so that my garden can spring up in your life and help you to the freedom that I see your own earth's ascended masters are calling you to now. Blessed hearts, hear me well. All the more difficult parts of your soul journey to the earth are behind you now. And these next few years can be as easy in regards to your ability to have an entire change of mind and heart, one that respects the past, acknowledges the journey out of good and evil as one that has been a difficult journey, yet at any moment, any of you can say and declare, the difficult part of my life journey on earth is over. And I decree, in these next few years, in which the greater love arrives from Venus, everything will be in place for my own divine plan, for the divine plan to unfold. These are fresh new days of much greater ease, much greater joy, much greater happiness. These are days in which I can have as much love as I can possibly make room for in my life. Did you hear that? Tell yourself that. These are days in which I can have as much love as I can possibly make room for in my life. So, beloved hearts, come along now. Come along. Stop dragging your feet. I am mighty victory. Let me take your hand, and let us get along. Let's get on with this business of life, yes? So will you let me take your hand? I cannot take your hand unless you give the decree to your own great God presence first, and give the command to your presence, take my hand. Now I'd like to see you add some things to that. How about the following? My beloved I am God presence, take my hand, and see to it that I never make another mistake. Oh, well, I suppose if you're going to make that request, you've got to acknowledge that you've made some mistakes, eh? How about that? Take my hand, my beloved presence, and see to it that I never make another mistake. Take my hand and see to it that I know everything that you desire me to know. Take my hand and see to it that I am the most forgiving presence on this earth. Take my hand and see to it that I am such a presence of love that wherever I show up on this earth, where there is hatred, it just melts in my presence. There's no end to the magnificent age that is to unfold on the earth. The people of earth are going to go through quite a roller coaster ride now. And I can't tell you all things yet, dear hearts. All we can do is take you to the well of life. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. Go back into the deserts of human desolation. Yet I say, you are being offered a great gift. Open your minds, expand your consciousness. Everything is possible, probable, and certain when you love the light, when you love love, and you love life, and you realize you have been given a crown of life. Deep breath. Because now you must realize you have been given a crown of life. I refer you to the chart of the I Am God presence, upon whose head is a crown. Well, you have been given a crown of life. And how long does that mighty I Am God presence of each of you have to wear that crown because you prefer to wear the crown of crucifixion? The crown, the cross of crucifixion. Oh, let me say that again. It was so much fun for I Mighty Victory. And how long does that mighty I Am God presence of each of you have to wear that crown because you prefer to wear the crown, the cross of crucifixion? Now, I'm not saying that directly to you, precious hearts. Rather, I am blowing my mighty wind of victory through your consciousness, and I am speaking to the mass of humanity. You never thought about that, did you? You thought about that crown on the head of your I Am presence as being the crown that's supposed to be on your head? I don't think so. I think not that you have considered this. Maybe you can hand your presence the cross of crucifixion. Go around to enough of your churches, you'll find them. Just, what do you think is going to happen if you have the cross of crucifixion and you reach it up to your presence? Your presence is going to strike the lightning through it and dissolve it immediately. And then your presence is going to take its crown off, put it in its hand and motion to you. Is this what you've come for? So let me, as you say, some of you do on earth, let me hammer the point home. Things can change quickly. I know of the higher knowledge that you are all open to now, and that is being imparted to each of you in your studies and your awakening. And I don't mean to put it in your face, but I have to say it's about time. You're only 100 lifetimes late, but no judgment from me. You see, I've got a sense of humor too. Yet I say to you, the loveliest kind of pressure is the pressure of love. It is quite something. It is quite exquisite. You see, due to our great leader, the goddess of Venus. Our love is cosmic. Our love is supreme. Our love is a lovely, warm feeling pressure. And as the Christ spoke in Mother Akasha's Tree of Life class last night, alerting you to realize that if your love is pure, it comes with respect. Respect and love go hand in hand. So if you will let me take hold of your hand and ask me to anchor into the atmosphere around you that which is my own heart flame love, my love from Venus, that is the garden of my victory in everything I do, I can do that. And I can place it in a way that allows your earthly garments, including your faculty of mind and feelings, and the very nature, the atomic nature of your earthly bodies, to absorb that which is the heart flame love, that is the great Venus love supreme. Yet you must be obedient. So I simply ask you, and with this, it doesn't take too much of your time. Hold yourself steady. Place your attention upon that greater source of love in your own heart. Make the connection to your own presence and commune. Beloved, I am that I am. Now you just take hold of my hand. Just take hold of my hand. Now you have heard your own ascended host oftentimes come to you and encourage you to hold closely, to hold firmly to your own great God presence. Now if you say to your presence, take hold of my hand, and then you might add in a few extra things, such as, my beloved I am. Take hold of my hand. See that I never make a mistake. See that your love flame inside my heart is expanding every moment of the day. See to it that I completely comprehend the great teachings of the Tree of Life that Mother Akasha comes to offer us. See to it that I accept the Trinity of the three God rays that are on the earth at this time, violet, gold, and pink. My beloved presence, take my hand and see to it that I am always in the right place at the right time. Take my hand and see to it that the light of the Christ energies are growing in my mind and my feelings, in my choice-making, my decisions and planning. Take my hand, and every day, my beloved presence, raise me into a higher vibrational frequency and manifestation of light and love, where the things that are in the world that are troublesome and bothersome do not bother me any more. Take my hand and make me invisible to the terrible things that are yet in this world. Now, beloved hearts, isn't that just a nice, cozy little feeling call to your presence? Then after you are with your presence, then turn your attention to I Victory. Turn your attention to me. Turn your attention to Venus, the great goddess of Venus, to my cousin, Sanat Kumara, to our brothers, the lords of the flames of Venus. Don't you see, dear hearts, in this I am drawing your attention to these beings that I speak of on Venus. They are mighty. They themselves, when you think of concentration and attainment, well, when you of the ascended beings on earth understand that our attainment is thousands of times greater than your own Earth's ascended beings. Well, we've been around a lot longer, that's all. So, when I draw your attention to certain ones, it is because of their mighty concentration of their sacred fire love that we have drawn forth in our lives has become so cosmic, so supreme. So if you just ask us, after you call to your presence, we're going to send our love to you. Now I would like to see this as a blessing that stands on its own. You've been given many decrees. And if you could take this 2-3 minutes and let it be a little apart from your other daily activities, because I desire you to see how it affects you when you do turn to your presence through your calls, your prayers, your invocations, decrees, contemplations, and meditations. I want you to know how a firm call to your presence to take hold of your hand, and a firm call to us on Venus to take hold of your hand with our heart love. I desire you see. I want you to know. I want you to experience. I wish you to feel the difference it's going to make when you do your regular calls, and I desire you to experience the difference that you feel in any moment throughout your day, as your earthly life absorbs the Kumara force, the great cosmic love supreme of Venus, into your being. And we will also place it around you with the command that it enter into all activities you're involved in, and your families. So, I've offered you a well, a living well of life-giving waters of life. Drink or don't drink, that's up to you. And I will give the command that as my cosmic love supreme comes around you, it will enter into all your relationships, personal, working, friendships, and the likes. I am your dear friend of the light. I have said it many times, and I keep coming to demonstrate more and more ways that I can help you. You are never alone. Let your presence take one of your hands, and let I, Venus, and my family on Venus, take your other hand. Victory is assured. Namaste, beloved roses. Namaste, namaste, namaste.